What did y'all do? What did y'all do? What did y'all do? Stop doing the drugs! Alright, how are we doing reflections? I don't know why I'm sitting here rehearsing, talking to myself like I haven't been doing this for years. I still act like every video is the first video I ever made. But I just wanted you all to experience what freedom looks like in all parameters that we want to classify a language in. And I did want the water to be in the background, but it's all good though. I mean, I just want you all to be able to experience the vibration of the title of this video. Successful awakening, prosperous afternoon, and conscious night to any mirage watching this mindful message. It's your divine reflection, divine messenger, and we are back with another message and understand. For today's video, if you choose to and you enjoy these videos, make sure you like, comment, subscribe for more divine messages. I don't like this angle, my bad. I'm just trying to get this situated. All right. Now, and you can't make this stuff up. Hold on. Like, come on, bro. Eavesdropping and shit. But with today was a very uncomfortable situation to experience, even witness, and it had something to do with a co-worker named Coach D. And if you've seen my previous videos, my life is a story. My life is a movie, and I had to be okay with that. I had to be okay with every day may not be the best movie that I may want to watch. And that's okay. But a lot of times though, the things that I don't find entertainment in are still entertaining to somebody who wants to watch the movie that I'm knowing myself in. And that's why, even at work today, I noticed so many crazy simulated realities happening all at once. I seen my coworkers storm out because of how we were treated. I seen 2 police officers get out of a SUV to arrest 2 people or 3 people in this white car or whatever. Don't know the reason, but I mean, watching that happen in real time, and yes, my story is all over the place, but it all makes sense when you bring it together. Because when I noticed the 2 people or 3 people getting arrested in a white car, I noticed the handcuffs getting on them, and really watching that happen. And the cops were making a noise where they were like letting the horn or siren go off. So like the siren was going off, but they were aggressively telling them, hey, y'all gotta pull over. And it wasn't a type of pull over. It was, no, you need to pull over because you either got drugs in the car, you're either wanted, or you killed somebody, or you're on the run or whatever. And watching that happen while my co-workers stormed out because of racism, that was when I was like, damn, you really cannot make this stuff up. To where now it puts me just more in a focus, and I really enjoy watching my life play itself. Everything I witnessed, I always ask myself at this age, at this point in my experience of watching wisdom, I say, how do you feel? How can you feel? Because when I ask myself how I feel, I always go back to peace. Because I wouldn't be upset that people do emotional gaslighting or even just defensive tactics to make you feel as if you speaking up for yourself, you being upset, you feeling some kind of way about racism, it's just supposed to be unnoticed. It's supposed to be uncalled for, meaning that these people can just do what they want to do because it's uncalled for. That's just their being. That's what they always been. And I'm so tired of people playing with my reflection. And I know many people won't speak up on the negativity in this world, but I'm not afraid to do that. And the same woman who I told you all said Massa got us working and all that, ever since that day, which happened Thursday, all of a sudden she's trying to make me feel bad because she got caught. It's like getting off the hook because you were an accomplice to a crime that never involves you. You're around somebody who did the act, and then they're mad at you because Everybody who thought that this person was someone became something else, to where your silence exposed it. And yesterday, this happened yesterday. I didn't talk about it yesterday because I made other videos, but yesterday, we're sitting on the bleachers, about time to go. It's around, I want to say, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. So around 6, that's when we get off. Now remember, the moment that we get off, this is exactly why my coworker today stormed out, because of what's still trickling down. And the thing is too, I'm at fault for it, supposedly. I'm the one that sparked this whole entire shit off. So the tension that was silent for years in this establishment, all of a sudden when I came along, it released itself. No matter where I go, I have honesty expose itself in what people lie in. And they want me to feel bad because their lies are exposed, because they were lying in that realm the whole entire time. And I was thinking to myself, nobody's seen that she was just being an undercover being that practices racism. Nobody's seen that. How was I the first person to notice that? To where it's been exposed, to where now people are getting closer to me. People are wanting to be in my presence. People are now bringing the middle schoolers to come play with the little kids. I mean, really think about this stuff. Middle schoolers, and I don't have any problem with that, but the middle schoolers at my establishment, they were at the bottom of the field playing just, games, football, whatever, just tag, we're doing whatever. The second and third graders that me and Coach D take care of, and Coach D was the first one, I gotta give him credit. And he's 24, he's just aware what's going on. But we play football dinner every single day. And a lot of times the girls, they will, sorry about that. I was just seeing some yams and it's not even Thanksgiving yet. Have a great one. Yeah, she way back. Can't make it up, man. So hopefully, we don't even know. Well, you look back twice. Uh-oh. Just hopefully it's the biological woman. If not, it's all about spreading love, bro. This is what I mean. Like, so back to the story. Or really the movie. I'm still watching the movie now. As we're playing, we go outside after homework always. And I'm an advocate for that. We're not going outside if you don't do your homework. And that goes for 5 kids, 10 kids. Till this kid is done with their homework, they can be the last one. We're not going outside. Not only just that, if you don't have quiet time for this kid to focus, we're gonna have time. And they hate that. So when kids don't sit down, when kids say 6, 7, when kids are talking too loud, when kids are doing this and that, a lot of kids look at me always for validation. They're always staring at me, always wondering what I'm gonna do next, what I'm gonna say, to where now it's like they're literally monitoring my every movement. So I cannot even slip up one time because they will pick up on that and they'll copy it. So, and I'm taking care of 25 kids of my own, because Coach D, he drives the bus to pick up the kids and drop them off, and he does it safely. Now remember all these key points. Everything is basically a key point and it'll all make sense. So, man, I was deep into it. Okay, so as we're on the football field, the middle schoolers come onto the field, and now the elementary schoolers are looking. They were like, no, we want to play. It was 3 against 3. But then the middle schoolers come. So it was like damn near 7 against 6 or 7 against 7. And people are getting exposed. They ain't got no hands. But it was just like, I was giving them motivation. I gave both sides motivation. I was like, hey, y'all got some fans. Y'all got some people who want to go against y'all. And they're middle schoolers. They're middle schoolers and they want to play against y'all. Think about that. It was like, yeah, I was looking because, I want to spark off a smile. I want to spark off being happy because this shit finna get dark. Don't even worry about that, because everything is not glitter and glam. But, so yeah, it felt good right there because the boys got motivated. And then when they had to go, because their coaches told them they had to go inside, they were mad. They were furious. They were like, come on, coach, it was just getting started. People getting touchdowns, people getting 2-hand touch. I'm out here, and the thing is, they call me all-time QB. And what's crazy, I never played quarterback in high school or in middle school or in elementary school. I just learned how to throw. I learned how to throw a football by playing amongst, let me go ahead and choose my words wisely, because niggas are weird. But by me being able to throw the football with my other establishment, that's how I learned how to throw a football. So now I'm sitting here dotting. I should be in the NFL for this shit, just strictly for throwing, nothing else. And so it's crazy when they got mad. I was just like, damn, they really enjoyed that because we don't know what they do. So it's just crazy in that dynamic. And supposedly I'm saying that too because it makes sense. Miss G, the one who's also a manager, she ended up saying that me and Coach D don't do anything. All we do is just sit there and watch the kids. Bet. So I'm gonna remember that. The thing is too, Miss G is the one who looks just like us. Miss B is the one who is like them, and we are not the same. And we're not the same being. All skin folk are not kinfolk either. Never forget that. So when I understood that, that's what we were told when we were basically, Miss B told us, me, Coach D, and then Coach G, all three of us are the same skin tone, around that skin tone, but we're the same exact carbon reflection. Reflection. So when that happened, we were told we had to go home. And that's crazy because remember Coach K? Coach K was the one that got into that racist incident last week. Coach C is another European who, he to me is like an agreeable. He won't ever disagree with you because of Buddhist perspective. And it's crazy how you can be a Buddhist and you still are asleep to what you practice. And once that happened, I was thinking to myself like, damn, there's no way that nobody's going to defend what we had to go through in silence. So when I understood that, but I can't make this up, there are two women who are just standing there. Look, I'm gonna show you. Like, you can't make this shit up, bro. They're standing and they're faking like they're talking about nothing. And they're laughing for no reason. But we know what the reason is. I mean, you see this river, whatever. And so, yeah. And Coach C didn't say anything. They don't have to go home. So Coach K is European. Coach C is European. Miss B is European as well. So Miss B, she's a director, or you want to say a manager, whatever higher position. So I don't see her, going home on our time period because we're supposed to clock out at 6 or whatever, or earlier. And what's crazy, there was actually a Miss H, but Miss H is sick. Miss H and Miss B are like this. So when they recruited Miss H, why do you think this whole, hey, you can go home early, where did this shit come from? Knowing that part-time, we need our rent paid. We don't got time to be going home early and clocking out early. No, I'm going to get my time. Sorry. And that's exactly why I told Coach D, after today, you have to put your focus into your art. We got to escape this rat race. We got to escape this rabbit hole because we're not going to sit here and allow these Europeans to just bring us down because that's how they feel about themselves and their own insecurities. So once that happens, I know I'm skipping everywhere. I keep doing that, but it'll make sense. And because even when the kids get off the bus as well, I make sure I say hey to them. They got food, they got drinks, they got snacks, all that. I let them talk, have fun, but immediately when they do some wild shit, when they do some outlandish thing, they're gonna have time for that. And the craziest thing is when I give them time, they get upset, but they're working on learning how to maneuver in my teaching or my lessons for them. And the craziest thing is too, after they get done, it's homework time. So when homework time comes, they already know. Stop talking. If you're gonna talk, at least talk quietly. I want them to focus that we can go outside. They couldn't get it right today, so they have 40 minutes of time. And then we also have a boy who's schizophrenic and he's autistic supposedly. And I gotta make a separate video about that because nobody at this establishment told me. And I'll tell you all where I work at once we make it in life. So we haven't made it. And you may think as if I have, but I'm not where I want to be. And when you see me in the room or the car that I'm in, I'll definitely tell you. When I can stop clocking into a part-time job, y'all will know everything will make sense. So Nolan is the one who's autistic and schizophrenic, supposedly. And to me, these are just nothing but, we are just giving diseases, dis-ease to a bunch of entities or beings that are simply just experiencing bliss. And it's really hurtful to tell people, bruh, stop name calling beings who don't know what autism or schizophrenia is. They're just expressing who their spirit is always resonating as. And people will now medicate these kids to where now it's hard to get these kids to sit down. hard to get them to be quiet. It's hard to get them to focus. It's hard to get them to listen without talking back. And what I noticed too, what I was told, damn near 70 and 80% of the kids in my class and other classes as well have disorders in their minds where they have to be on medication for the rest of their life. Because a lot of parents are lazily parenting. They're not really parenting their children for real. The iPad, the MacBook, the games are doing it. TV, entertainment is doing it for them. And this is all by design. And so we had to pick up their burdens. That's exactly why too, this same exact young man named Nolan, I had to send him up to Miss G 2 times because I just can't. I'm already in the room by myself with 26 kids in 2nd and 3rd grade. Not only just that, they just cannot comprehend things to where we want them to, and we cannot get upset with that. That's why I ask myself, how can you get mad at them? They're just kids. They've been forgiven already. That's why I will never get mad at them. Even when I get them 40 minutes, I don't get them the whole entire 40 minutes because I tell them, I take time away. Just listen, just be quiet. And I love when a lot of times the girls, they'll always help me out. They'll be like, shut up. Like, Coach Darius is telling you all what you got to do so we can go outside and you keep on talking. That's exactly why, this and that. And I appreciate them. And the thing is too, the boys are now learning as well because the girls, they always make sure that my voice is heard. And they already know I'm not going to tell you more than one time. If you don't listen, they already know. So when I look at them, or when I look around, the girls are like, guys, Coach Darius is listening. He's doing this or that. Chill, stop. And I be telling them to calm down and chill. So then when I say, all right, y'all, where's my shit at? This is exactly how I do it. When I ain't gonna say they fucking up, but whenever they do dumb shit, whenever they bully each other, whenever they laugh at somebody who has autism or schizophrenia, all right, y'all, guess what we got? No, who did it? I said we got time. Now, the one thing too that I notice is they're working on the honesty aspect as well. What I realize is that I've been so honest with them, they do the same thing for me. I fucking respect it. That's how I know as a man, I'm becoming better every single day. And I don't even mean to. I don't even mean to be a father figure to these kids at all because they're not my children. All I'm doing is being a father that my father could not be, nor become. I told myself I would be better than my dad because I don't even know this nigga. And I'm very transparent. Y'all already know that because I don't know how to feel about this shit. And I'm so glad that my mom was a single mom raising who I am today. And she helped pave the way for helping me find myself to where I could allow myself to be myself. So it's hard to even be parented as well by a parent who also has been working tirelessly to sustain my life and my siblings' life. I'm gonna give my guardian the world regardless of what we go through. Back on track. So as I'm being honest with these kids, when they lie to me about something, I say, hey, I get my phone out because they already know when that phone comes out, I'm on that clock app on the iPhone, I'm finna hit that timer and they know what time it is. So I'll be like, hey, don't lie to me. And the kids will be like, they're like they're under pressure now. And the thing is, I don't mean to put them on the spot, but when you lie, that's what happens. Because I used to do the exact same thing at your age. Lying only got me in trouble. That's why even when I'm honest, I still get in trouble. That's why I barely talk. And when the kids end up being honest, I let them know, hey, I'm proud of you, young man, young woman, because you knew what you did, you lied, but you say, you know what, let me tell the truth. Now, the other kids will also tell the kids to get them in trouble or to get my attention or validation or to get my grace or whatever, which I do not like because I have no favorites. So they all get treated the exact same. So even, let's say one kid gives me a hug every single day, you can still get time too. I want you to remember that. You can still get time. You can still get time out. When we go outside, you can sit and talk to yourself. So by that happening, I look at one of the boys named Malachi, and Malachi was like, yes, coach, you know. Oh, because I told him, don't talk. They had 20 minutes. 20 minutes became 50 minutes. So I told Malachi, why did you lie? And they were like, just tell the truth, Malachi. You know how coach is. He won't give you as much time if you're honest, please. And then that's when they gave Malachi motivation to basically say, yes, coach, I was talking. And I said, I know you were, Malachi. You can't lie to me. I know you. I know you like the back of my hand. I know you, like, my perspective can't even see itself knowing itself. I know your nonsense, Malachi. I used to be like you. We're the same being. Like, I care about them so much. It hurt me today when I heard that from a manager who looks just like me, has the audacity to be in the kitchen telling somebody else that me and Coach D don't do anything with these kids. I've been here from August till now, and by far, I am considered to be one of the best coaches that these kids have ever met. They had a coach in there who's not even in there anymore. And his name was basically Coach K. He looks just like us as well. But he has a different job, so there's that. But that was his classroom too. But where is he? He barely even comes to the job now. And there are many reasons why, but when you barely showing up, why would they show up for you? So when she said that, I was just like, you're a coon, you're a bootlegger, because you're kissing ass to Miss B because you want not only just a higher paycheck, but you also want her attention span so that you can get off easily because you don't want to work at this age doing what you're doing now. Who wants to be old and bitter but faking a smile every single day? Like I told y'all before, to me, when I see her, she wears a mask of just makeup because it really hides how sad she really is, man. I mean, she's a grown, and the thing is too, this is why I don't like people who I know watching my videos, because if you do some stupid shit in my life, I'm going to talk about it. Why? I want to learn from it out loud. Come on now, like, this is freedom right here. Like, free your mind, get out your feelings. Like, how can you feel in this dimension? There are no such crazy, but she's just so conniving. Like, I had to sit there and just shake my head because every time I see her, it's like I see a mask. And she's really hiding who she's been. And she gossips up a storm about other people for no reason. And the thing is too, forgive me, because I'm basically doing the exact same thing. So I can't sit here and say that I'm not doing that accountability. But I'm doing it for a lesson, because there will be somebody who will go into the workforce watching this video. You may go into the workforce, you may have family members, you may have classmates, roommates, or whatever, who may be racist. And this is how you can basically combat going against that, or even living with that, or even working around that or with it, because you are going to have to face this warfare somehow, some way. You can't run from what we made up. We made up duality, so we're at fault for seeing it come to what it is today. That's our problem to deal with. We have to work around that together. And the one thing too, okay, so that happened. All right, now we get into the gym. Me and Coach D sitting down. Mind you, we were already outside for almost an hour, probably 50-some minutes. Sun was still out beaming, and I'm sitting here throwing the football to both teams. Not only just that, looking out for the kids who got time, you know, just taking care of so much shit. Homework, so we already broke down what we do for the kids. We're sitting there on the bleachers, and we're talking. There's a girl named Kalea. Kalea is like a daughter I never had. If I had a daughter, I would love for her to be my daughter. No lie. Like, I would adopt her, because to me, she does this thing with her voice to where I know it's not your real voice, but you're so stuck in being a baby because you've been baby. And me and her relate to each other as far as siblings, because I ain't gonna say her business, but I have a lot of siblings on my dad's side, because my dad was, I mean, obviously he was a ladies' man, so he was going crazy. And I think I have over 10 siblings. So, yeah. And my mom is just me and my brother on my mom's side. So, I mean, it's just crazy that she can relate on that aspect. And the thing is, too, she was just sitting in the middle of me and Coach D, and we're just watching the kids throw the football back and forth. They call it jackpot. We were talking to another kid named James. He also has autism. So it's just crazy. It's just so crazy how they just classify these people as like autistic or having a disorder. It's just wild to me. But now the thing is, as we're talking, like, we're still interacting with the kids, we're just tired. And that's crazy to me how we just can't simply sit down. But wait a minute, when we get into the gym, before we get into the gym, me and Coach D, we clean up. So the thing is, so here's how crazy this shit is too. They have cameras in the fucking room, and they should, obviously. me and Coach D, so we got rows of tables. So 3 rows here, 3 rows there. Coach D hands me some wipes. I get 3 wipes to wipe the tables down. And then he did the exact same thing. So he wiped his tables down, and then we stacked the chairs on top of the table so the janitor or the custodian can wipe the floor. And he tells us, don't clean the floor because I want to do my job. I respect it, because why would you want to come to work when your work is done? Makes no sense to even go to work in the first place, right? So we leave the floor dirty, basically. And I hate doing that, but I can understand why he wants us to do that. And if you made it this far, make sure you like, comment, subscribe for more divine messages, because our perspective is going to keep on being heightened at the pinnacle of awareness. And the thing is, too, as we're stacking the chairs, we just still talking. Like, me and Cozy are just talking. By him being 24, by me being close to 28, he respects my perspective, and I do the same thing as well, to where I'm not going to sit here and say he knows what I know, but I still hear him out, because I'm open-minded. So when I hear, like, he was talking about MLK or whatever, and how he led this and that, I get the whole perspective on MLK. I don't get too deep into that, because for one, I mean, we already know that MLK was a Freemason, and something on my beard, my bad, y'all. This might be jelly, because I did eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. But we know that MLK is an inverted woman playing as a man, was a Skull and Bones Jesuit Freemason puppet, also a hologram that's been programmed from satellites above the mental plane of existence, because there is no moon. So you're basically watching a Google image of what the moon never could be. So, you know, we know that. But I didn't say that to him, though. I let him talk. That was his piece. And we were just still talking about racism, basically. And it's sad that we're supposedly, you know, according to human beings, it's 2025 and people still think as if racism is not a concept anymore. Like, it just was did away with. No, we are still enslaved. By color, by ignorance, by intelligence, by information, by money, by feelings, by fame, and for it. It's just stupid as fuck. So we wipe the tables off, put the chairs up, and then after that, he goes into the gym. I go into the kitchen, get me a little juice box, get myself hydrated and all that. Because, I mean, the sun basically just had me I was sweating, I was going crazy. I was going crazy out there, just boom, 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 dotting. We go into the gym, you already know, so Kalea sits in between me and Coach D. And James, the other autistic boy, he's European. He reminds me of Aiden Ross for some strange reason. So it's just really interesting on that aspect. So I really think he is ooish. But anyways, or the false imprinting of it. How you doing too? Damn. So yeah, there's some girls over there too. I don't know if y'all can see them. Hold on. Yeah, they like right over there. They hiding behind that thing. But wait, what the fuck you staring at? So, as we're in the gym, we're just sitting there, just chilling. It was around close to 5, and really close to 4:50 something and 5. And Miss B comes in there, looks around. No, actually, no, I'm skipping steps. Before we walk in, or as I walked in, I look. Coach K and Coach C are sitting down, and the exact same thing that was casted upon us, it wasn't judged correctly when it came to them, when it came to the other costume, the pale costume. And no offense to my conscious beings who are in pale costumes, but I ain't gonna lie, when it comes to my people, you know how this shit gets, so don't even say a word. Real shit. Because I don't play about this shit, bro. Like, I'm tired of people disrespecting my kind just because of what history told them, man. Fuck that fallacy that you want to follow and shit. You will get your ass killed out here for even playing like that now. Nobody's playing that shit, bro. I understand that. Like, your words will get you harmed. That's why you need to tread lightly with fucking with our people. Now, as I walked in, Coach D was already sitting down, but I'm walking in, and as I see both of those European coaches sitting down, I said, interesting. Because we always interact with the kids as well. Not saying that those two don't do it, but it goes to show that maybe we're exhausted. Maybe we're exhausted for continuously doing the exact same thing Monday through Friday. So as Miss B comes in, she looks around, because all of a sudden the coaches want to leave, and now it was just me and Coach D in there, and nobody was there to watch the kids. So if we leave the gym, who gonna watch the kids? And who will get blamed? Who's the last one to leave? me and Coach D. So we'll be obviously the ones to get blamed for it by design. Can't make this shit up. So as they leave, which is crazy, because that our group was combined with another group that they were supposed to be watching, but yet, you know, we're the fall guys for everything as far as just carbon deities. And when she said, you two can go home, I was like, nah. So I got up and I said, I don't mind making a video right now, but I said, no, I need to get this paper. So that's when Coach D was like, no, I'm gonna at least leave around like 5:30, because you ain't finna just tell me to leave and shit like that. So Miss G came in, and Miss G I just shook my head, Miss G shook her head, and we got in close, because she observes as well. She doesn't really talk much, but she observes, and she's really around now, so it's just interesting how I noticed like her presence. And she was like, what's wrong? And I was just like, that shit's sad. Like, this whole establishment is just sad as fuck. And that was when we stayed. Like, we said, nah, we're not gonna leave and shit like that. So we just chilling. And then time went by, we were still talking to the kids and all that, standing up talking to each other. Next thing I know, no, my fault, not Miss G, Coach G. Coach G was the one I was talking to. Miss G comes in, and Miss G looks around again, stupid ass smile that I want to smack the fuck out of, stupid ass smile, and then she tells a employee who's younger than both Coach D and myself and Coach G, she has to tell us, hey, you three can go home. And we looking like, all right, bro. So nobody else got to go home? Only the people of color? And somebody be like, it's not about color, it's not about race. You don't know that. That's exactly why the covenant of racism is silent for a reason. Because when you can just hide it with a smile, how will you tell who's being racist or not? That's that hatred. Not only just that, it's also gaslighting. And even when I was doing the cart to give the kids their meal and all that, it was just me and Coach K in the room, which is a European as well. And she has glasses, but she was the one that said that massive joke, which was not funny. Ever since that day, she's been making me feel bad. And I've been saying I feel bad. She's been trying to make me feel bad for what she got exposed to. That's why, excuse these women coming by, bro. Just don't mind them. They're gonna... Anyways, she was trying to, like, her silence was just exposing how guilty she always been. And when that happened, I was like, yeah, go the other fucking way. Y'all know this camera out and shit. Oh, they're still right there, huh? Anyways, so when she was in the room, we ain't say a word to each other. I ain't say, hey, I ain't say, how are you? Nothing. And she talked to me, trying to give my kids some crackers. And the thing is, too, she does this thing with her tone to where now, because she got caught, she's like, hey, do your kids want some crackers? That's not how you talk, Carson. My fault, I said the person's name. That's not how you talk, Coach K. That's not how you talk. So why are you talking like you're the victim? Stop doing that. Stop. Your instincts always expose itself. Stop doing that, because I don't like to go there, but I study human behavior for a living, for free. It's not that hard to read people. You cannot hide from me. I used to hide from myself. How do you think I know other beings? Like, stop it. So I was like, no, I'm good. She's like, okay. And even trying to help put the meals on my cart, I'm like, bro, no, don't fucking help out now, no. And even still, the other coaches as well, they weren't, the other two Europeans, Coach A and the other Coach M or Coach A, they were trying to do this whole carbon pleasing. The ones who try to get on our good side, the ones who try to kiss our ass, like, I'm so sorry that she did this, I'm sorry she made that joke. That's not funny. Stop sucking dick. Sorry, you're still European. No offense to you, but you don't understand the connection that carbonated deities have with our trauma. Like, don't sit here and come to our level, because it's not going to make sense. And the thing is, too, we were so calm, they thought that we were mad. That's how I know you fear what you can't comprehend. And we really showed them how we felt, we may be in prison for that. That's why we control ourselves, because we know why they're doing it. It's psychological manipulation. So I hate that shit. Like, don't sit here and say, Darius, I'm so sorry. Like, why are you surrounding me? Why are you crowding me with what the fuck was, with what was already in front of you? Why are we surprised now? It took y'all years for what I seen in 3 months, 2.5, 3 months. It took me 3 months to find out who this person was, and it took y'all years to just find out because I found out. And the thing is too, Coach K confronted me today. She in here asking me, so Darius, why were you and Coach B laughing? Why were y'all giggling? And that was when Coach D asked me, like, what made you confront her? What made you do all this and that? I said, she approached me. She gonna ask me, why were me and Coach B laughing or giggling? I was like, first and foremost, we weren't. And second, that's when I told her, like, it was what you said. Like, I'm tired of you sitting here thinking as if just because you're 22, you can't get checked. And just because you're a woman, you can't get checked. And it's not about being sassy. It's not about being gay. It's not about being a bitch. It's not about none of that shit. Because she tried to sit here and play my youngin', Coach B, talking about if he felt some kind of way, he didn't have the balls to tell me. What the fuck? You're 22 years old and you're first of all, you're talking bad about somebody who's not even able to confront what you're saying. And then not only just that, you text this person what you said, and then you're upset because they're not texting you back and ignoring you. You wonder why they're doing that? Did you forget what you did and what you said? And you thought it was funny? Fuck out of here, bro. And then when I tell people why this shit is going on, that's when in their mind, they're understanding the cycle of this traumatic engineering. So when people just hear my perspective, even in real life, off camera, that's when they shift their mind. And I don't even try to do that. I hate doing that shit. That's why I don't like talking, because the moment I do, somebody always changes their outlook because they're listening to me. I'm telling you my truth. All I can do is experience what I go through daily. I'm honest with myself. So you can't make this shit up. And it's just wild too, because when they told us to go home and shit, I kid you not, Coach D gave somebody the walkie, and no, actually he had the walkie, whatever, or I think he put it down, and he just busted through the double doors. Coach C popped about it. And what's crazy, all of a sudden now everybody's popping out like roaches. I'm like, nobody was in the gym, but now y'all are here when we're going home. Something, and they have their own group chat called Tea Time. So that means that people are talking behind our backs, and this is exactly why I mean, bro, I'm here to make this bread and go the fuck home. This shit's so fucking childish, bro. Like, how are grown adults afraid to confront what they should have been seeing the entire time? Like, how are you afraid to be honest with yourself? I don't even understand that shit, man. So when he stormed out, Coach C was holding one door. I'm just like, oh, you telling me to go ahead and go? I see what's going on. So Coach C was looking confused, Coach K looking confused, and then Miss G looking confused. Now Miss B comes out of the corner and she looking confused. And what's crazy, as Coach D is walking to go to his car, because his car is in the front of the establishment, as he's going to his car, guess who people are looking at? Why is Coach D mad? What happened? What's going on? Oh, so we don't know now? We don't know? I stand with him. I'm an advocate for that. I like that energy. I love it. Because there's no way that we just gonna sit here and allow these people to play with us. Nah. I'm with you. Storm out. Show your aggression. Show your expression. And he just said, for 1 year and 3 months, he's tired of being treated like this. And we're at fault for confronting it out loud, to where we either get fired or our pay is cut to a certain degree or whatever. That's exactly why, as a carbon being, never be okay with the hatred people have for what we created. We created this realm to where now people are mad at us for doing so. As if you're not a part of this fallacy that we were never in. The moment I put these glasses on for discernment, I never take them off for a reason because it's just stupid to do so. Like, I'm so ready to go home because this dimension here is just everything I'm going through is just like it's not even funny anymore. It's just like, oh, here's why this is happening, and they feel this way because they're going through this inside themselves or their past, this and that, or just basically showing you who they always were. And I do it so calm because it's just like, bro, when you see the same exact dream when you're young and you see it and you're living it now, it shows that your future has caught up to your present moment with everything that you're going to come across. You can't dodge those spiritual warfare. When you put those glasses of righteousness on, you cannot go back to bed. You can't go back to sleep. As soon as I clocked out, where are we? We're back to our actual, I'm gonna say a job. We're back to having fun. This to me is so fun. I mean, look at what the fuck I'm witnessing right now. Come on, bro. Like, there are just bigger things in this world that need to be talked about, and people gotta stop staying silent. So when he walked off, people looking at me as if, you know, hey, why did he storm off? Don't talk to me. Y'all don't forget, I don't fuck with y'all. Y'all just co-workers. There's some hidden shit that they're doing and it's not being talked about. Say less. That's why the path I'm on right now, when I make it, and I already made it, but when I make it in life to where it's known, I'm gonna go to that establishment and if they're still there, watch. I'm gonna show the whole world who these people are. I'm playing my cards right. And I don't mind being transparent about that because somebody behind this camera, they tell themselves, I can see why you get banned. I can see why you get shadow banned. I can see why you don't get the views that you deserve because look at how you're talking. There are some people who are afraid to articulate their frustration for what keeps happening. I'm fucking tired of being disrespected. I'm tired of that shit. And I can't even tell my guardian how to feel. I can't go to nobody for how to feel because they act as if they can't comprehend what the fuck I'm saying. I don't know why you feel like that. Well, here's what I suggest. And then when they suggest something, it's like, that's your advice? That shit was ass. It held no meaning. I can't sit here and become determined to change my outlook because of what you said, nigga. I could have made that shit up with no problem. Like, man, get the fuck out of here. Niggas don't even try to help you out for real because they can't even help themselves. Shit crazy. It's like, how can the helpless help the helping? So yeah, and that was when Coach C kept texting him too. And as we were outside, I was by his car. I looked him in his solar awareness and I told him, why y'all so loud? Y'all right next to each other, bro. God damn. So I looked at the solar awareness, and then once that happened, that's when I understood, like, bro, I got your back. I thought you were talking about me, else from the boy. But as I looked at him in his solar awareness, I was just like, just know I got your back. You're not alone in this battle. I know how you feel. He was just like, bro, I appreciate you for seeing like how I feel, what I'm going through. I was like, and he said he was feeling that way for a year and 3 months. So I was just like, damn. I said, even if you lose control, I'm gonna be right there guiding you. So don't sit here and think as if you're alone in this battle because you're not. I feel the exact same way to where we have to be patient with how to control this, with how to go through this, because I promise you, like, they're not ready for our awareness. That's why when we come together, when we're staying in the collective unison of consciousness, they'll have to kill themselves. And I don't mean in the physical sense, but as far as just guilt, as far as embarrassment, as far as just being exposed for what their ancestors taught them to be hateful in. And once we were outside, that was when that whole cop situation happened. And it was just, I mean, that was just all in the span of, I want to say 2 hours. And this basically happened 2 hours ago. And it's only 6:18 p.m. It's crazy. And the key points that I have as well, when people have a behavior disrespecting anybody, especially somebody with a different race or identity, these beings will try to make you feel bad for reacting. And this is basically a deflection tactic that these people will avoid accountability in, and they'll try to regain control by altering situations that you aren't aware in. So be prepared for people to gaslight you. put themselves in victim reversal, tone policing, minimizing, moral flipping, isolation, and put themselves to a false equation or an equivalence of them thinking as if racism is not a thing by what they say. Well, I got black friends and they think that it's okay for me to say jokes like that. Everybody does not think the same. I hope you realize that. We have the same mind, but our thoughts are different. That's what makes us unique as beings. But not everybody's a human. That's the crazy part. Because, I mean, even with the gaslighting, they'll twist situations to make you question what you're seeing and what you feel. The victim reversal, and I put all these down because I was just like literally just documenting what the fuck was happening in my notes. And the victim reversal, they think as if they're the one being attacked or misunderstood. The tone policing. So instead of them addressing what they're behaving in, they'll have to criticize the way you respond. You're overreacting, you're doing too much, it's not that deep, it's just a joke. That to me is so crazy to fucking say. Minimizing, they will downplay the joke or the comment. So then that basically goes into tone policing. Because like when you start to feel that frustration boil to the surface, they'll try to diffuse it by saying, whoa, chill, bro, it's not that. All right. Moral flipping. They will try to make you feel guilty because you called them out. And they'll make it seem as if the person who you are, you should have stayed like that. But just because you see me moving in love and peace doesn't mean that I won't flip my shit in an instant. There are some insane people, I'm gonna say it again, there are some insane people in this realm who are quiet, who are loving, and who are at peace for a reason. Stop fucking with people. I promise you that. You will get dealt with. It's just that simple. Isolation. They're gonna look for different occupants, different allies, just different peers around them to make themselves feel as if what they're going through is justified. And what we feel is unreasonable. Why do they feel that way? They shouldn't feel that way, right? And then, of course, the people who are still in religion will be like, yeah, bro, zen and peace, man. I agree with you. Fuck out of here, dog. Fuck out of here, man. Shit's so crazy how people will sit there and let religion cloud them from what they're fucking witnessing in broad daylight. I also realized as well, before I end this off, that they'll experience embarrassment, loss of control, insecurity, social pressure, and projection. And everything that I just named off is what the fuck I see with my own two eyes. So I showed other people what she was hiding, and so her ego was panicking, and that goes into embarrassment. Excuse me, to where, I mean, they're still gonna talk to her, they're still gonna kick it with her or whatever. Excuse me, but in the workspace, when we're around, they try to get away from her, or they try to not show that they're so cool with her. It's like, I ain't gonna lie, if you want to be around her, that's you. You're grown. Do what you want to do. I don't care. But just know I don't fuck with you either. Because you know what she's saying. You're still kicking it next to her. You allow this shit, and you secretly like it. So fuck you too. So every time she come around me, at least, and I was told as well, oh yeah, she's afraid to even speak to you now. Good. That's how it should be. Don't fucking talk to me ever again. It should have been like the first day. Don't say a word to me. So she lost some control, or I would say corporate power, because her exposure or her being revealed, it lost what she thought she had power in. She thought mentally, just because, you know, she wears glasses or just because she knows something, that she's above somebody. But when you're at your most vulnerable state and you lost what you thought you could control, so where an actual mind controller of their own mind shows you what you can't be in control of, now all of a sudden you're in submission. But nah, you was hard-bodied these other days and now you want to soften up. I wonder why. Insecurities. Because, and this goes for many people, even my people as well, who want to practice racism, insecurities, their hate is rooted in their fear, because them being seen is what triggers the things that they fear. Because they make us feel bad, they bring us down because that's how they feel about themselves. They hate that if you're smarter than somebody, or if you can speak well, if you're well put hygienically, or do hygiene, or even just do your mannerisms, they'll have to envy you. And there are a lot of women who envy men who look better than them. And I don't mean that narcissistic way, but there are some people who are jealous of you just because you simply exist. And their insecurities show what they fear. Somebody got that loud pack. I'm not gonna lie. That shit smells heavenly. It's like my pleasure wants to swim and there's no water to even jump into. So I'm already there. Social pressure. When other people notice that, that's when that's when she felt judged. She was cornered at that moment to where everybody knows what you did to me and another coach. And not only just that, she also said Coach D is a monkey because he has leg hair. Like, we just gonna allow that shit? Not only just that, weren't y'all modified from monkeys? And the thing is too, didn't we modify y'all from monkey DNA or genetic engineering? Like, okay. Because monkeys are our cousins, but we're not gonna go deep into their history because they'll make it seem as if, you know, we're hating or we're being spiteful or even racist or whatever. They'll put some terminology out there that's supposed to be sophisticated. It's like, bro, stop. Do you even comprehend what the fuck you type? So she felt pressure when all the people were around me and shit like that. So it makes sense on why now, when she's around me, she knows. I can see through how fake your friends are. I can see through you. Don't talk to me. Don't just start projecting. She is constantly every day flipping her guilt onto me so that she doesn't have to face herself. She's afraid to face herself, and that's exactly why she'll give me, like, it's just like this energy of moping around or sulking or even being in sorrow. If that's even the right terminology, but she's just being in such this depressing state. It's just like, bro, stop. You act like somebody stole your dog. You act like you got your car towed. You act like you got fired. Cut the shit out. I should feel like that, and I'm not. That shows how immature you are. And you're 22? Like, come on, bro. But so I can go on all day. I just want y'all to know, man, never stop voicing yourself. Fuck an MLK, fuck a Malcolm X, fuck anybody that was supposed to be a martyr for society. They ain't changed shit. Look at what the fuck we still in. How the hell am I away from home and I'm still experiencing the exact same shit? This was like, bro, it's never gonna stop. So because it won't, stop being silent about it. Speak up. Drop your balls and let these people know you are not better than the blueprint. You are not better than the foundation. You come from what we have made up. So what does that make you? In duality. Have a great and divine day, divine reflection. I'm just tired of this shit, bro.